watching 6 Minute Ads. Please like and subscribe to Sudden Death Fantasy Sports. Let's go! What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 6 Minute Abs. Awesome breakdowns with Scott and Sean. We're here today talking a little Delta Squad 3. Scotty, why don't you start us off with Sweet Laka sitting in the one hole?
Gotta love that name, Sweet Laka at the 101. Starts off with Josh Allen and Trevor Lawrence, and his third quarterback ended up with Geno Smith. So I actually really like that quarterback room right there. I think Geno Smith's going to probably pretty much play most of the year unless they draft a quarterback. His running back room, he waited till the fifth round, and he was able to get Kyren Williams and Quinshon Judkins, along with Kyren Williams to back up Kyren. I really like that a lot. Braylon Allen down in the 17th round is really good value right there. And then Wright in Miami could win the starting job. It is kind of a caboclo as far as the running back room there, but we will see. The tight end room I really like with Brock Bowers, Gadsden, and Ferguson. He's going to get a lot of points for their out of that position and with those tight ends. And then the wide receiver room, a little bit on the weak side. He does have Ted McMillan, Luther Burton, Jacoby Myers, who I really like, and Jalen McMillan, along with Naylor, Flowney, and Dodson. I actually really like this team a lot. If he can get anything out of his secondary pieces at wide receivers, he's going to compete for the top three.
Young houseboat drafted in the 2-hole. He started out with Jamar Chase, filled out the rest of his receiving room with Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Jaden Reed, and then some rookies down here with Boston and Bell. I think he's got a solid room there, especially having some nice, good starters there. I don't mind having the rookies as depth. The quarterback room, you got the good quarterbacks with Goff, Murray, Baker, all three in a row right there, third, fourth, and fifth round. I think that's a really good way to attack that position. You solidified it before you even got to sixth round. Christian McCaffrey, Kenneth Gainwell, Jay Coleman. I'm a little concerned, Jonah Coleman, I should say. I'm a little concerned about the depth there because you waited until Gainwell to have as your second back, and then you do have a lot of rookie love there. So if one of those rookies hits for you, it'll work out. Otherwise, I'd be real concerned about your depth at that position. The tight end room, you have Kelsey and Andrews, two solid top guys, and then Ingram, Higbee, Helm. So you did okay attacking that room too. I'm just a little more concerned about that running back room more than anything. I would say this isn't your greatest team drafted, probably middle of the pack.
Coming in 1-3, we have LB lighting it up, and another team I really like a lot. And even though you attack the quarterback position early, people think that they can't fill out a good team. Well, LB did that in spades. Start out with Jalen Hurts, Sam Darnold, and Daniel Jones. Not a bad quarterback room there. Did get the Infinity Stone and Bijan Robinson, DeAndre Swift, Kyle Monangai, so he basically got the Chicago backfield with Ramondre Stevenson, Jordan Mason, and the rookie Mike Washington, who I really like a lot. We'll see where he lands. The wide receiving room is Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Parker Washington, Josh Downs, Xavier Worthy down in the 15th round. And then a couple Tennessee receivers. So really like that a lot. And then the tight end room, you waited all the way until the 11th round to get Brennan Strange and TJ Hawkinson in the 14th, along with Elijah Arroyo. So LB, you did a really good job with this team. Attacking the quarterback early and hitting all the key positions, you're going to compete.
All right, Canuckaroo 2, drafted in the 4-hole. Jahmyr Gibbs, Devon Achane, Tony Pollard, Johnson, Sampson. Got some good depth there. I like that running back room, especially with those two top studs right there. You shouldn't have any problems in that room. Brock Purdy, Bryce Young, Fernando Mendoza. Now that Mendoza is not most likely going to start this year, that could be a pretty detrimental situation for you in that quarterback room. I don't know if you really helped yourself out at all by taking Mac Jones, Joe Flacco. Maybe Jameis Winston gets on the field if we can't keep Darnold from sliding. Then otherwise, I'd be real concerned about the depth there. I do like Olave, Rice, Moore, and Godwin. I think those are solid guys for your top of your receiving core, along with Mitchell, Kirk, and Knoll. I think all of those guys are good guys to have on your squad there for the draft spots that you took them in. Tucker Kraft, George Kittle, Stowers. I like the top two guys for sure. I think you're going to be solid there. It's just that backup quarterback position that's really struggling for me. I think that this team has a potential to be really good, but could fall off a cliff if there's any injuries.
Coming at 1-5, we have Goal Lines 33, and Goal Lines always seems to draft really good teams in the past. He started it off with Jackson Dart, Bo Nix, and Cam Ward, the quarterback room. Love it. The running back room is Breece Hall, David Montgomery, Chuba Hubbard, Tyler Algier, Tyrone Tracy, and Jaden Blue. really like that a lot. I like LaQuint Allen too in Jacksonville. He should be getting the passing down work there. So really good work in the running back room. Puka Nacua, Wendell Robinson, Romeo Dobbs, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Coker for the wide receiving room. A little bit weak there. I would have liked to seen you possibly grab DJ Moore instead of Chuba Hubbard there in the 8th round to get that solidified that second wide receiver. But you know what? We'll see how those play out. And then you end up with Colston Loveland and AJ Barner as his tight ends, along with Mike Gesicki, who always seems to score touchdowns throughout the year. So go Lions. You did it again. You drafted another great draft. I'm 3 for 3 this draft. We have 3 teams that are competing.
TD's man in the 6 hole over here drafted Jackson Smith and Jigba, Malik Neighbors, and then filled out the rest of the room with Quentin Johnston, Troy Franklin, Brandon Ayuk, Pat Bryant, Trey Tucker, all good players. I think that's a really solid room for you, especially with those 2 top studs. I like that you took Love and Stroud where you did. I wish you would have taken somebody else before you got all the way down to Sanders, but there is a chance Sanders starts, which could make that a much better move for you. Travion Henderson, RJ Harvey, Jalen Warren, Zach Charbonnet. I like the top end. I'm a little concerned about the depth, especially Charbonnet coming off that injury. That scares me just a little bit about that room. I do like Harold Fannin, Dalton Kincaid, and Mason Taylor. I think you got a good solid room there. When it comes to depth, you're a little bit lacking. You got Cole Kmet, and that's about it. So I'm just a little concerned about some depth issues. Otherwise, I do think TD's man has a really solid starting lineup.
Coming in at 1-7, we got Bake 8. The quarterback room looks like Dak Prescott, Michael Penix, and J.J. McCarthy. That's pretty scary, considering that Tua might take Penix's job, and McCarthy looks like he's already going to be a backup quarterback this year. So going to have trouble there. The running back room, Saquon and Derrick Henry, a couple old dudes, but good dudes. Cam Scatterbo, Krosky Merritt. So not too bad there. The strength of this team is definitely the wide receiver room with Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Jamo Williams, Christian Watson, Ricky Pearsall, Jordan Addison. So not too bad there. You did wait all the way till the 14th round and got good value with Dallas Goedert and David Njoku, who's going to definitely have a job, along with Jake Tungens, who should be a fast start. But this team, Bake, I don't think it's as good as the first 3 that I evaluated. So you're going to probably end up somewhere in the middle somewhere.
In the 8th spot, we got T-Mill85, a buddy of the show. He took Jonathan Taylor to start out the draft, came back with James Cook, which I was shocked he was there for him at 3-8. Javonte Williams, fill out the rest of the depth there, along with White, Brooks, and Spears. I think that's a solid running back room. I like that you attacked it in the order you did. I think it worked out really well for you the way the board fell. Caleb Williams, Tyler Shuck, I like as your top 2 quarterbacks. I'm just a little disappointed that you waited until Aaron Rodgers for your 3rd one. If he doesn't play at all, then you're going to have a really hard time if there's any injuries at all in that position. George Pickens, Marvin Harrison, Lemon, Metcalf, Shakir, I think are all solid players for the receiver room. You did a solid job there too. Sam Laporta, Juwan Johnson, Clary Otten, and Trigg are all good guys for the tight end room also. So you did a really good job everywhere else, with the exception of that depth at quarterback. I'm a little concerned there. Otherwise, I think you got a pretty solid squad.
Coming in at 1-9, we got Most Dope 4 in the quarterback room. It's Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels. He did not get a 3rd quarterback, so he played chicken there. We'll see how that plays out. The running back room of Marion Hampton, Bucky Irving, Price from Notre Dame, Woody Marks, and then a bunch of other rookies. And then the strength of this team, obviously, is the wide receiver room with Nico Collins, Mbuka, Brian Thomas Jr., Jalen Waddle, who's in Denver now, Michael Wilson, who I really like, and a few more rookies down the road. Another rookie, Kenyon Sadiq, is his first tight end with Theo Johnson and Terrence Ferguson from the Rams. This team's just a little too laid out with rookies for my liking, along with you not acquiring a 3rd quarterback. So Most Dope 4, I think you're probably going to end up in the middle somewhere.
Ballsy 251 drafted in the 10th spot, took our first tight end off the board, who has consistently been Trey McBride, and usually about in this spot from anywhere from 110 to 2-4. So that's not a bad move at all for you. He filled the rest of that room out way down the road a little bit, took Okonkwo and Parkinson, but when you got a top guy like that, there's not like a ton of need to go depth crazy with the tight end position. I do like that he took CeeDee Lamb in the 2nd round, filled that out with T. Higgins, Cortland Sutton, Michael Pittman, all good players for the receiving room. And then he's got some other guys in the back end that will help fill out some depth there, so I do like that play as well for him. Janty, ETN, Tootin, Jones, I think is a solid play for him at the running back room. Also Connor, I still think is going to get a little bit of love up there, so I do like to have the depth depth as far as that's concerned. Matthew Stafford, Malik Willis, and Jacoby Brissett are all supposed to be starters, so you got a good team there in the right quarterback room. We always talk about wanting 3 starters for sure. I think this team has got a solid chance to be competitive. It's another one of those teams, though, that I feel like with any little bit of injuries or some bad luck, it could fall off a cliff.
Coming in 111, we got Jimmy Wojo and his quarterback room, Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, and Sean Starter in Atlanta, Tua Tagovailoa. So he's got 3 good quarterbacks there if Tua starts. The running back room is Chase Brown, Josh Jacobs, along with Rico Dowdle, I really like, and touchdown vulture, Isaiah Pacheco. The wide receiver room is Amon-Ra St. Brown, Zay Flowers, Devontae Smith, who could be the number 1 in Philly, Newly, Rich Pierce in Indy, and along with Shaheed and Isaac Tesla there in Detroit. The tight end room looks really good. Kyle Pitts. I love Isaiah Likely for the Giants. Could be this year's Mark Andrews in that offense. So, Jimmy, I really like this team a lot. I think you're going to be in the same bucket as the other 3 I evaluated earlier.
JoJo filling us out here in the 12 spot. He started out with 2 quarterbacks, Drake May, Justin Herbert, right out the gate. I like that move, but I do not like that you waited forever to take another one and all the way back until it was Justin Fields. I do like that you got Simpson, though, because I think he could end up being a starter, especially if he gets drafted early. So that might be your saving grace on your quarterback depth. Another rookie in Jeremiah Love to start your running back room. Then you filled it out with Ken Walker, J.K. Dobbins, Keaton Mitchell, Chris Rodriguez. So some depth there that has a little bit of age to it, but, is most likely going to be playing on their offenses. So it's a good move. Lad McConkey, Devontae Adams, Roma Dunze, Tyson, Tate. I like the room. It's a little less top heavy than I'd like to see, but it has a chance because every one of those guys could turn into a wide receiver 1 as the season goes along. Your depth in that position is pretty decent as well. Harris, Hunter, Cooper, and Bell. I think you did a good job getting some of those rookies at the right time. You did a real solid job with this team, JoJo. This might be one of your better teams that we've evaluated here, and I know you don't hear that often, so I hope you can enjoy the opportunity and take the win here. That was Delta Squad 3, everybody. We're sorry we're a little bit late. We had a little bit of scheduling conflicts trying to get these bad boys filmed for you, but we're here now. We got this one going. We're going to do a few more, so we're going to have these ready the next few days. Please, if you guys haven't already, like and subscribe. Make sure you check out our live show every Monday at 3:30 West Coast time, 6:30 East Coast time. For myself, Sean, and my co-host, Scott, we are out of here.
Let's go! Are you ready for some awesome breakdowns with Scott and Sean? It's time for 6-Minute Abs. Step into my office. Let's go!